I'm Adriano Grilli. This is Oklahoma City Thunder Talk here from Ontario, Canada. I will be doing videos and a little bit of a column writing for the Oklahoma City Thunder here from Canada, as they're my favorite team, and we'll be discussing, not only the Thunder, but what's going around in the NBA. We'll start off with the Thunder, of course, as this is our main focus here on this video broadcast. As we look at the Thunder tonight, playing against the Houston Rockets, 8 p.m. on TNT, excuse me. You look at the Thunder last week, finally getting a bounce-back win Friday on the home floor against Utah, 99-94, in a good bounce-back win. In that game, we saw Dion Waiters step up, playing 27 minutes. He knocked down about 14 points there. And we saw Reggie Jackson's minutes decrease, and that could be some speculation on whether or not Reggie could get traded, or Reggie's unhappy with the playing time. But I think what Scott Brooks is doing is whoever's got the hot hand, you got to play, right? Dion Waiters is making some crazy shots, but that's what he does. He's a shot maker. He can score the basketball at will, and that's why we brought in Dion Waiters, another guy off the bench who can score. That's what the Thunder needed. That's what this team needed. It's another scorer, because you can't just rely on Kevin, Serge, Russell, and Reggie to do your scoring every night. We date back to the Western Conference Finals against the San Antonio Spurs, and you look at that Game 6 loss against the Spurs. How many players scored in that game? There was 4, and that's the 4 guys I just mentioned, and along with Derek Fisher. I think he had 4 points, Derek Fisher. Other than that, no other Thunder player was existent. Obviously, we love the addition of Anthony Morrow. He can knock down the 3, split the floor, knock down some shots. We were hoping to get more out of Jeremy Lamb, but Lamb's minutes have been decreasing due to the fact that other guys are stepping up in a way, and Lamb wasn't producing, and maybe it's the time. Jeremy Lamb may be a bust, or you got to ship him out. I don't know what we will receive from him if we do ship him out, but it's kind of frustrating to see a guy like Lamb, who we traded for, when we traded Harden, and he's not producing much, right? Especially now with the playing time. He had significant minutes in the playoffs last year, but who knows what Lamb's future is and what Sam Presti's thinking. There are rumors that the Thunder are, speaking of trade rumors, trying to bring in, a scoring big man in Brook Lopez. That would be huge. I think it would be huge to bring in Brook Lopez, because the Thunder have not got a guy who can score on the low post. I'm sorry. We know that for a fact, that the Thunder cannot score on the low post. We are not known for that. This team has been known for shooting jumpers 100% of the time, pretty much. You see Ibaka's shooting jumpers. Ibaka's shooting 3s now, and Ibaka's, he's making them. He's making them at times, but he's a consistent jump shooter, and Ibaka's known for his defense. You look at Adams, he's defensive-minded. He hustles. He's very consistent on the defensive floor. Nick Collison, he just gets the dirty buckets. Perk does the same thing. So we've yet to see Mitch McGary. The guy's battled injury all year. I feel bad for the guy. He's been rehabbing in, for the Oklahoma City Thunder the Oklahoma City Blue team, excuse me, and hopefully we get him back. He'll be in the rotation, hopefully. I think his role would be significant. A strong guy who can handle the ball, big man, okay? You look at Perry Jones, he's also battled some injury, another defensive ace. This team's full of defense. We talk about guys that can play defense. This team has given up a lot of points defensively. It's not working for me. It's not working for the fans, for anybody. How many times does Kevin Durant or Scott Brooks issue, we got to play defense? This team gives up a tremendous amount of points. Every game, they give up a lot of points. You look at the California road trip against Sacramento and Golden State, ridiculous. Ridiculously bad defense. I know you're playing the best offensive team in the Golden State Warriors, and you have not proven to beat the Golden State Warriors in Golden State. That's no excuse not to play defense. They shot the ball all over us. I cannot believe we played that bad. And against Sacramento, they're a good basketball team. They're a good team. Their starting 5 is strong, especially with Cousins, Gay, Collison, okay? They got a good team. But to let them manhandle you, and then to get frustrated, like Westbrook was getting frustrated and forcing shots that we know Russ, we get mad when he does it, but It was frustrating. Obviously, that road trip, we'll forget about it. The two California games, we got the good bounce back win against Utah. Okay, they had a week off. Practice better have gone well, and they play the Houston Rockets. Okay, a team you should beat, a team that you're better than, and a team that shouldn't even be close to you. I think Houston's a good team. I'm not dismantling Houston at all, especially James Harden, a former Thunder player. But it's a team you got to beat. It's a team you got to beat. You're not far out in the standings. If you look at the standings right now, it is the Phoenix Suns who are currently in the 8th seed. I'm not disregarding Phoenix. They're a good basketball team. Hornacek's done a good job there. They got a good balanced team, especially with Dragic leading the way. But Phoenix, you know what? With Phoenix, they're a team that they're going to be consistent now from here on out. But they do have a tough schedule. Which you look at Phoenix's schedule. If you look at the whole schedule, their schedule's tough down the stretch. So that'd be good. That's good for us to move up in the standings. But in our case, we got to take care of ourselves. We shouldn't worry about anybody. We have to take care of ourselves first, and then we get progressively into that playoff push. You look at the Thunder record; we're 18-19. Without with Kevin and Russell in the lineup, pretty sure we're 10-4. But with them in the lineup, obviously you're a better team. You lost those 2 games in the California road trip. We're gonna forget about those. You got to start now. These next 2 games, you got Houston and you got Sunday against Orlando, and another team that's a good game to win. Okay, you look at the records now. We're looking at the conference records. You look at Phoenix. Phoenix got a record of 23-18. Obviously, as I mentioned, the Thunder 18-19. New Orleans is tied, is half a game up on our Thunder. If you look at half a game up, they've beaten the Thunder twice. Not happy. Obviously, the first game Kevin came back, they lost. But Kevin, that was the first game Kevin came back. You're not going to expect. Kevin played well in that game. Kevin had 27 and 30 minutes. He shot over 50%. That's fantastic, right? So you just got to get better, and push yourself to get into a good spot. The Spurs got a good win last night against Charlotte. Okay, they got a good bounce back win after losing some games, especially the Pistons as well. Pistons are another team on the rise down there in the Eastern Conference. But you look at the standings as well. You got the Clippers, you got Dallas, Golden State's first place right now, and they're 31-5. 31-5. The Thunder are about 12.5 back at them. 12.5. We're not getting the first seed. We're not getting the second seed, and I don't think we'll get the third seed. We could get potentially the fourth or the fifth, and that'd be fine. Just get into the playoffs, position yourself, and you can beat anybody. I'm telling you what, though. There are 2 teams that worry me out west for OKC, and everybody else OKC can beat. It'll be tough because the Western Conference is tough, and these teams are very good. But the 2 teams that are, make us struggle are San Antonio and Memphis. Those 2 teams, defensive problems, especially with Memphis because of the big men and, Gasol and Randolph. And now they got Jeff Green. And the addition of Jeff Green, he just got traded there, a former Thunder guy, a 3-man who can score the ball. Okay, he plays some pretty hard defense. He's a big guy, strong. It's going to be tough. Memphis is a tough team. Obviously they got some good bench additions too. They'll be tough to beat. They will be really tough to beat. San Antonio, they're playing around. We know San Antonio is going to be in the playoffs. They're playing around right now. They're playing around. Yeah, they lose games here and they win games here, but we know they're going to push in the end, right? They still got Kawhi Leonard out. They've had Leonard out for so much. Patty Mills has been out for so much, right? Once you get those guys back in your lineup fully healthy, and they have, they'll be fine. The Spurs are going to be fine. But regardless of the Spurs and what they do and other teams, Team OKC's got to catch is Portland if they really want to catch it to win the division. That's all. It's Portland. Portland's at 30-9 right now. Playing great basketball, obviously, with the leadership of Damian Lillard and LaMarcus Aldridge. But that starting 5 is strong. But after that starting 5, they got a couple guys off the bench who can produce a little bit. But after that, that's it. I don't see Portland going that far because, They don't have a supporting cast. I don't see it. I don't see Portland going that far, in my perspective. They're starting by one of the best in the league. The emergence of Wesley Matthews and Nick Batum, two guys that can score the basketball too, good shooters. Don't let them shoot. Robin Lopez, a good defensive ace. He's been strong on that team. Aldridge is an all-star, and Lillard as well. Lillard's playing very well. Okay, but in regardless of that, the Thunder got to take care of business. And, one game at a time. Get guys healthy. Just be a team unit and play defensive basketball. If they can play defensive basketball, you shouldn't worry about their offense because we know what they can do offensively and score at will. Especially, Kevin and Russell down the sides. Especially kicking it out to guys like Morrow and Jackson making plays, Ibaka making shots. Waiters now, the defensive unit of those big men and Perkins and Adams, right? Got to get those guys going. Now, I'll talk about the All-Star game. Briefly about the All-Star game. You look at the voting right now, and Kevin Durant currently sits 5th in All-Star voting in the Western Conference for the forwards. Kevin will be there. I think Kevin will be there. He'll be healthy. He'll be ready to go. Play in the All-Star game. He probably won't start due to the votes. He might get in by Monday. Who knows, right? But I'm sure he'll be there. Russell won't be there. These two guys miss, significant amount of time to be in the All-Star game. And it's unfortunate, but it happens, right? Not everybody can be healthy all the time. The injuries happen to many guys. So, the All-Star game might not be a bad idea for them not to be it. Well, Russell anyway, even Russell or Kevin not to be in it just to stay healthy, But it'd be good just to get in the game, play against the top guys. Obviously, it's a fun game. It's a fun weekend in the NBA. Everybody knows it. But it'd be nice if they both got in. Probably Russ won't get in due to the other point guards that have played well, and Russ has been out too long. And Russ has played great. Russ is averaging 26 when he's there. The games that Russ has played, he's averaging 26. His assist numbers have gone up. I hate when people criticize that Russ can't pass the ball. And the rebounds as well. And he's probably the best rebounding point guard in the game. Most athletic guy in the game. You can't argue with that. But the Thunder, they got to come out and get healthy. If they come out and get healthy, they'll be fine. My opinion, and them, making noise going to the finals, it's tough right now. You can't really predict it. If there was a percentage of me saying, how many, what's the percentage if they're going to make it to the finals? I say right now, probably about 10 to 15. It's obviously not impossible. They're not in a playoff spot right now. I know they're a couple games out. We know that. And they should be there anyways. If they don't make the playoffs, that's not going to happen. They'll be there. They'll be in the playoffs. That's not going to happen. We don't have to worry about that. But you got to look into perspective that the injuries have taken a toll. Other teams in the West are tough to beat. They've gotten better, especially Golden State and Portland. But teams like that, Memphis, Houston is always up there. Dallas is a team that worries me, even though I think Dallas even though they got better with Rondo with Dallas, they lost the key guys off the bench that they needed, like Jay Crowder and Brandon Wright. Those are two guys, I think, they sparked the bench up in Dallas. That's what I think. Even, and Nelson's gone too. But I'm telling you, this Thunder team right now, it doesn't look like they can beat just, Memphis and San Antonio, which are the two teams that I'm worried about. You got the teams that I'm not worried about playing if they're fully healthy and they finally get to the top. And obviously with the addition of Waiters, that's obviously huge because another guy who can score. But you got to be consistent. Him and Reggie Jackson got to get on the same page. If they're not on the same page, then everything's going to go wrong, right? You can beat Golden State. You can outscore them for sure. Portland, another team. Memphis, I'm telling you obviously Memphis is the tough one. Portland, Dallas, the Clippers. The Clippers, I'm telling you right now, they are 7 deep. They're 7 deep. The Clippers consist of their starting 5 from Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Matt Barnes, J.J. Redick, and Chris Paul, along with the 2 bench guys, Spencer Hawes and Jamal Crawford. That's it. That's what the Clippers consist of, and Doc Rivers. That's it. That's all they consist of. They don't scare nobody. They don't scare the Thunder. They don't scare anybody else because they significantly haven't done anything else to get. They don't have a full team. Golden State has a full team. That's the team. That's the third team. If the Thunder had a ranking of which teams to be worried about, Golden State probably be number 3. That we have significantly haven't beaten the Golden State Warriors in Golden State. Like, it hasn't been great. It hasn't been great. Right? So you look at it in that perspective. You can outscore those teams though, but you can't play 3-point shot after 3-point shot after 3-point shot after the jump shot. You can't play that type of game. Take it to the hole. Russ is the guy who takes it to the hole. Reggie Jackson initiate contact and get fouled and knock down the free throws. You got to make that game into a game of intensity and athleticism. You can't settle for jumpers to win the championship, to win games. You can't settle. Don't settle. If it's open, take them. That's what Kevin's known for. Knocking down the jumpers, and he's fantastic at it. He can shoot. This guy pulls up from 30 for crying out loud. The guy shoots. He could shoot 60% if he could. Even Russell, too, where he can even shoot a high percentage at times. And Reggie when he's hot, and Dion Waiters when he's hot, etc. Ibaka shoots a good percentage. I'm telling you what, though, if they can make that trade, to get Brook Lopez down here, bring him down, he'd be the low post scorer we've been missing this entire time this team has existed. A low post scorer. The defense has been atrocious lately, but we have the guys who can play defense. That's what I mean. Get the guy who can score in the low post. I don't mind. Take him out of the game sometimes. You put Lopez in for the first 7-8 minutes. Let him score on the low post. Give him the ball. Let the pressure come off Kevin Russell, whoever's on the floor, and give him the ball. Let him score. And then take him out. Put in Steven Adams. Put in Kendrick Perkins. Put in Nick Collison. Mitch McGarry when he's healthy. Then you can get some, reps in. Those guys playing defense. That way you have Kevin in there. You have Russell. You got Morrow knocking down shots. You got Perry Jones even stepping in, etc. Guys like that. Just to get them going. Reggie as well to score. Dion. That's what the Thunder's been lacking. And even like Charles Barkley said it, the Thunder are not going anywhere until they get a guy who can score on the post. And it's been time after time, and I'm hearing the rumor, these guys are not scoring a basketball, not scoring on the low post. We've been trying to win games shooting jumpers. The only guy we see taking it to the hoop, obviously Kevin and Russell have, but we see him pull up for jumpers sometimes. You see Russell coming down the lane, for the fast break, and then you see he doesn't go to the bucket. He stops on the wing, on the wing from the elbow, and he shoots the ball. And he shoots. He does a quick shot, either misses or he does one of those faders, because he's stopped or stuff like that. Some stuff we don't want to see, but that's what we got with the Thunder so far. Tonight's matchup, quick preview of tonight's matchup against Houston. Houston, they're playing strong. They're winning games. Obviously, they added Josh Smith, who got released by the Pistons. It was a problem issue with them. The Pistons have done significantly better without Josh Smith. They're 9-1, I'm pretty sure, without him. But with Houston tonight, a matchup obviously with Dwight Howard, former Thunder player James Harden as well. Patrick Beverly, a very tough point guard. He's going to give Russell some problems tonight maybe, but Russell will take it to him. He's the guy who, injured Russell, so to speak, last time they played. But this game is must win. TNT in Houston. Gotta go out and get it. Get to 500 and then start a push. If they win tonight, 2-game winning streak, you go on to Orlando and you keep pushing. You keep pushing until, until guys are, starting to get tired and things like that. But you keep pushing. You always want to put up a fight. You always want to get guys healthy, and you want to play good defense. That's what the Thunder should be issuing every time down. That's what they issue, and nothing's been significantly, stressed out. They haven't produced. Obviously, on Friday, defense was good. 94 points to Utah. It was good. But I thank you for watching this video. There will be more videos coming out on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thank you for watching.